Sponsored by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Spark your curiosity.
Hello, welcome. My name is Chase Denton. I'm the executive chef and co-owner of Moonstone Bistro here in Redding, California with my wife, Tanya. And this is Modern Rural, a history of North State recipes. Now, we, along with KIXE, have been lucky enough to be invited into the backyards, homes, and even professional restaurant kitchens by 5 families who invited us in to try the food that reminds them of home. And today, we're going to visit a Mien family. Peter Fong has invited us to his home where he's going to make a traditional recipe for us using pork cracklings, a very simple broth, Chinese mustard greens, a little bit of bacon. I do believe he's got a little daikon root he's going to throw in there. All sorts of great stuff. So come join us. Let's see what we're going to learn today.
My name is Peter Fong. I'm making 3 dishes. One is steamed rice, and the secondly is a pork ram, boiled, cooked with the mustard green, and the third one here, diced corn flour cooked with the bacon. This is how in the back in Laos we just wash everything like this. Just hand wash, and then we boil or steam. Put a little bit meat and oils, and then salt, and that's it. So everything we cook, eat is very healthy. Back then, no chemical added. Yeah. So we take it over, and so.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
These pork skin. Mien language, it's called offal. Offal? Yeah, offal.
One of my favorite things in the whole wide world, to be honest with you.
So
you're going to
oil.
do the pork rinds with mustard greens?
Yes, we're going to cook the pork rind with
That's going to be delicious.
Mustard green and put a little bit of salt and boil it up.
All right.
And we'll see how it tastes.
This is going to be the best meal I've had in quite some time.
Yeah, it's fun. Put a little bit of oil in there.
Okay, so we do a little bit of fry and then we
Yeah.
do a little bit of water in there.
Yeah. So I want to.
Ooh, it's going quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
now
don't
we're
let
gonna
us slow you down. You just
well,
keep moving.
We're gonna put water in there.
And you let me know if you need me to stir something, chuck something, grab
Okay.
something.
Here you go. Here you go.
All right. Oh, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
How long are you gonna let it? You gonna let them swell up, or are you gonna kind of go right away, or?
We'll just let it boil a little bit,
Okay.
and then before put this mustard green on. Yeah. Now.
Some chicken and all
Yeah.
that.
Now we're gonna put a little bit of salt in there. Just about that much, and then I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna stir fry this afterwards.
These are beautiful. So just
Yeah.
like a little green bean type of.
Yeah, this is actually flour of diced corn.
Okay, so.
Yeah, this is diced corn when they get old, and then they turn into this, and then you eat the top part of it.
Daikon.
Yeah,
It's daikon.
Yeah.
It's the large radish, and so it creates a little shoot.
yes. So you can eat 3 part of the diced corn when you plant from the root, and the middle part, and then all the way to the
I'm
top.
learning something already. I might be
Yeah.
stealing that. That's one of those things I'm gonna have to ask my purveyors for.
Yeah, now's the time to put a mustard green on. Just very simple. You just wash this mustard greens very good, and then you just twist them into how many section you like, how
Right.
many pieces. I just do it like 3, 1, 2, 3. If you use a knife to cut them in half, you taste it different. And then you turn into 3 pieces by hand, you taste a little bit different.
It's not as pungent, it's not as strong. You know, this is true with garlic. True, if you smash garlic, you will release all the pungency and aroma. So we have our mustard greens, we have our pork rinds.
Yeah.
We've basically built this beautiful little stock.
Yeah. And just put it out like this. And then,
This is 3 ingredients, including the water.
yes. Right now we focus on 2 things. The mustard green completely cooked. Then you taste for the salt to see you have a little bit salt, and then you're done.
Okay, so I have a question about that. So the mustard greens you can eat raw, like you can just eat them. So
Absolutely.
What are you looking for them to be cooked all the way through? Is there, I mean, they're bright green.
Yeah, it's ready now. You see how they this is completely.
They become tender.
Yeah, you don't have to let it sit and boil for a long time. You just put it in. Importantly, the pork ram, you have to cook it nice and soft like that.
Right.
And then secondly, you have to taste, make sure you got a little bit taste like a salt. If
Right.
no salt, it's too plain.
Too plain.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And when they're cooking, they taste to see that food
it's right.
is right or not. They just put it in the hand like that. They dip it on there. They
Well, you're a better man than I.
They
I
go
just
like
stick
that.
my finger
Yeah.
in it.
So, it's not that hot.
No, I'm not
Now,
scared.
now you lick on it. Got salt or not? A little bit salt.
I like salt. I think
Okay.
a little bit of salt would be nice.
Okay.
But I don't want to step on anybody's
So-
toes here. so-
Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit on there. Mean that much,
Yeah.
and that's good enough. So actually, it's done. It's ready. And now we're gonna this way.
So that's
How you
so
call-
basically we're gonna go right back over the top of the fire. Basically gonna stir fry now.
Yeah, we'll stir fry this. Sometime we have a big family.
Right.
Back in the day, our culture, it's a lot of, like, you just keep on and on, all your sons, and, if you have 5 sons, just live with you. So, when they marry, have a kid, just live with you, have a big family.
Right.
So you have to cook a lot sometimes. If it's too much oil, we just take some out, and then,
There's no such thing as too much bacon fat, in my opinion.
okay. Well, Shay, if you like a lot of oil, I'm gonna leave it the way it is and put this on, right? So we're gonna put this on, and we can eat this.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be amazing.
Very simple. You get it? Just,
So you eat what you farm?
yeah. So that one's done. You can try it. This is how we cook rice back then.
Oh my God.
So we'll put a rice in here, and then use your finger. Make sure you measure up to here, right around here.
So
That's
just
about
past your first knuckle.
yeah. I would say about half an inch or 1 inch.
Right?
So I would say that's perfect because
Yeah, look
You
at
see
that. Yep.
yeah. So this you watch. This will sit right here, and then when this ready, it's ready to eat. Come on, let's try some. Come on, Shay.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
I'm going
Put some rice, and put this on.
Okay.
Get more. Get more.
Well,
All you can
we
eat.
have more to eat.
All you can eat. Put more rice. Come on. Let's get real.
right.
Let's get real.
Yeah, you can put
There you go.
juice here, use it support.
Yeah. Yeah. Put more. More.
Goodness gracious.
More.
I want a couple.
And then, yeah, go ahead and put it in there, get more. Put some more of this on. Look at that, we're gonna get real.
Wow.
There you go.
My life just got better.
Yeah.
What? This is mine.
That's yours. And everybody, welcome.
Oh my goodness. So we go from crispy pork cracklings
Uh-huh.
to this delightfully, slightly salty, chewy pork rind. It just lends a ton of soul and flavor to the actual dish. And then the mustard greens have that little bit of heat because they're mustard greens. And it just basically warms the palate of the mouth as you eat. It's really simple and delicious. I need a camera. Did you get this? Did you see this? This is like pure and clean. Look at the quality of the broth. You can see the spoon right down through it. It's got just a little bit of fat on the top, where's the flavor, right? It's just beautiful and bright and clean. It's amazing. What do we have? Like 4 ingredients at this point? Oh my goodness. So simple, so delicious. I have to get some of this pork.
Well, thank you so much for, Shay coming in. And, yeah, thank you so much for you coming in. Come on, have some.
Now, we get to visit the Torres family. They are gonna make a traditional chicken mole. This is a 3-day recipe. I'm super excited. I hope you come and join us and watch this episode. Hola! Llamo Che. Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure. Francisco. Right, Francisco's an old friend. We have met before. Believe it or not, Francisco actually, we worked together for a while, and then he came and opened up the store, just before COVID. So that had to be an interesting thing. So he and his family have basically built an empire right here in the North State and opened up this beautiful little store. So we thought we'd come in here and we'd check out the type of food that they're running. So, now, what are we eating?
Voy a cocinar mole, que es tradicional. Todas las regiones de Guerrero cocinan diferente el mole.
All the regions in Guerrero make it differently.
Hold on, who are you?
No, you're shy.
Hey.
That's who I am.
And, hold on, who are you?
Marlon.
I'm Che. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Welcome. You're part of the family? Well, I'm super excited. And you?
I'm Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. I'm Che.
Nosotros venimos de la región Tierra Caliente, de una localidad que se llama Corral Falls.
Okay, I know that there's a lot of different mole. Green, red, spicy, mild. What are we doing?
Es dependiendo como le guste también a las personas, es como se prepara el mole.
The traditional mole is come from Guerrero, Mexico, Guerrero. My mom, she made the base, and my wife, she made all of it, the stuff, the chicken stuff, and the hifu mole and chicken. So this mole is a little spicy.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, it's a little spicy, not too spicy, but it's mild spicy.
Can we go poke at it? Can we smell it? Can we taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wander back there. We're gonna follow you. We have the whole family. We're having mole.
This is a mole. So.
Wow. You gotta check this out. It is like so deep red, it's almost black, but you can see like the red and the oils coming up to the top. So, peanuts, pumpkin seeds?
Peanuts, pumpkin seed, chile guajillo,
Chile guajillo.
Cookie Maria, chocolate.
P.S. Did you pick up the big old bag of garlic? That's love right there. Like, you know the food's gonna be good when it's sitting right next to a big old bag of garlic.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna try some? We're gonna build it?
Yeah. She made right now a little bit for you guys tasty. Or
perfect.
Yeah.
So why is she adding more liquid to it? Do we want it to be thinner? We don't want to use the paste in the pan? Is the idea to get it like soup consistency?
I think it's more better like that for the when you put in the pan, it's burning.
Oh, so it'll burn a little bit because
yeah.
it's too thick. We're following you. Look how cool this is. This is the best spot in the whole place.
Pues aquí tenemos el pollo cocinando, pero le falta todavía un poco. Con el caldo de este es como se deshace el mole.
So she's making chicken broth right now. So that way she can use it in the mole. And we've got garlic and onion, of course the water and the chicken is there, right? You're just tearing off bits of onion to season the oil to get the flavor?
Yeah.
Se le pone un poquito de aceite para que no se vaya a pegar el mole. Se tiene que dejar quemar un poquito la cebolla.
So a little bit of smoke flavor then. Okay. So what do we have going on in our pot?
And the pot, we got onions, garlic, salt, and the chicken.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Now, We're getting aroma. Again, oh, I wish the camera could smell. So the onions are starting to toast. You get that sweet, beautiful smell. I think she's gonna take them down to the point where they have a pretty decent amount of color so she can get a little bit of smoke in them, into the oil, right? And imbue it and infuse it. How much do you love that we're actually having real, from scratch mole in the backyard here in Northern California? Yeah, it's super cool. I'm super excited. Ooh, we're getting that color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to look good. You can really smell it, right? That sweet kind of caramelized onion with a little bit of smoke. That looks perfect. Look, it's beautiful. So just like that, it starts thickening up and it looks rich. It almost has a raisiny smell to it. So how cooked do we want our chicken to be before it gets in there?
Mayo, maybe like 15 minutes.
That's about it?
Yeah.
Okay. We catching this production that's going over here? They're all the perfect same size too.
Yeah.
Are you weighing them, measuring them? No, you just know. You know exactly how big they need to be for all of them to be exactly the same size. Oh, we're boiling. Oh, the color's fantastic. See, this day is getting better and better by the moment. So not only are we getting a 3-generation traditional mole recipe, we're also getting the chicken blanched in its own stock. We have fresh tortillas going, we have rice, basically everything that we need for an incredible meal.
Sí, estamos orgullosos porque la región o el estado de Guerrero se diferencia por los diferentes sazones, tanto como también la gastronomía. Puede comer.
That's beautiful!
This rice, beans, and chicken or vegetables or beef or whatever you want, and then you put mole.
Are you gonna add, is it ready? Is it ready? Is he ruining your dish?
Yeah.
Look at the color. That is just beautiful. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look, let me see if I can get into the sun. The color and the texture and how it just drapes over the chicken. It doesn't run off like water, but it's also not piled up there like whipped cream. It's got that perfect smooth texture and it smells like heaven. It has a slight sweet smell to it and everything is real. So I'm going in. Wow. I wish this was available everywhere. So here, oh, you know what? Give us the name of your store. Tell us where you are. That was adorable. Please do that again.
So the market. So
right here in Hilltop in Redding.
Yeah, this is 2139 Hilton Drive, Redding, California. So
we can have homemade rice, real mole, handmade tortillas. This is an authentic part of Guerrero, Mexico.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And that's what's beautiful. So people traveling through or people living in this area can now come here and experience where you're from and the food that you make. I think it's beautiful and I'm honored. Like it's delicious and it's beautiful and it's amazing and thank you. It really, I might have to sit down with a knife because I'm not passing up any of this. I'm going in. Wow, they're hot and perfect and beautiful. So let it be known right now that real, authentic Mexican food is available here in Redding at the Mexican market off of Hilltop. And it can't be beat. You would have to go to Mexico, to Guerrero, in order to get this food. And instead, you can just come and visit us right here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to be visiting Mary Rickard at her ranch, where she's going to be making wild rice and beef chili. Come join us.
I'm Mary Rickard. My husband and I own and operate the Prather Ranch, and I currently serve as District 3 Shasta County Supervisor. This is my reproduction of a country farmhouse.
All right.
And it's mostly kitchen because we aren't here full time. It's really a shame that you're not here in April, because April's when the wildflowers are out, and it's beautiful.
So, I see everything laid out.
Yes.
And you're basically going to put everything together. You have the chili made already, because we know that it takes a while. About how long does it take, you think, to cook wild rice? What, 45 minutes, an hour or so?
You can cook it in stovetop if you want. I prefer to use a crock pot because I don't have a lot of time to be in the kitchen.
Oh, what, you have a job or something?
Yeah, I have a lot of other things going on in my life. So I basically throw all the ingredients into a crock pot and then pull it out when it's ready.
You put it all in at the same time?
Yes, I do. Well, after I saute the meat, I saute the onions.
Okay.
Then I put a crock pot, put all the other ingredients in, and just leave it, and it's ready to go in 4 or 5 hours.
So the idea then is to have wild rice already pre-made, have it in the refrigerator. It'll last quite some time, and you can add it to almost
anything. I sometimes will cook a batch of it and put it into small Ziploc bags and put it in the freezer, and then if I want to put it in a soup, it's really great clam chowder.
Okay, not gonna lie. One of the things that I like about wild rice the most is it's hearty. It has chew and texture.
It does.
White rice, jasmine rice, even sticky rice, it breaks apart. If you leave it in a soup, like chicken and rice soup, it'll turn to mush.
But not
wild rice
does not. It is hearty. It's got substance to it.
Right.
So,
well, let's see what it does. Let's do this thing.
First of all, I could show this package of our ground beef. I don't know if you want to look at that. There's Prather Ranch, and what's really unusual about us, if you hone in on that number, that's lot number 8722. It's the animal ID number. We don't, but if we ever were to have a problem, we could track it back to that particular animal by looking at the lot number, the animal ID number. And then we're also certified humane, and that's a really important part of our whole operation.
All right, so what are we doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna ground some beef. Take some ground beef and saute it with an onion. Why don't you cut the onion?
All right.
Okay.
Let me see this sucker. See if I can help out a little bit. What are you looking for on the onion? You like a medium dice, small dice, a little brunoise? What are you looking for?
Whatever you want. I'm gonna let you make that decision. You're
the
expert. I'm not.
I'm not the expert. We're guests. I think just a simple little dice. That way we know it gets cooked all the way in and happy and nice and neat, right? All right. You want the whole onion? How much onion do you want?
Yes, let's do the whole onion.
Ta-da! We have onions.
We're gonna put that in with the ground beef and saute the onions with the ground beef.
Where do I put our onion skins? Do I just hide them? Should I put them underneath the counter? Do you have a rug I can throw them underneath?
You can feed the squirrels.
Look at that.
What do you think?
It's beautiful. You're starting to get that smell.
Yes.
So we're just going to go for a nice brown. Are you getting it dark or just a little bit brown around the edges?
Just light brown, just enough to get rid of the red color. And I'm going to get the onion just a little slightly sauteed. We don't want to overdo it at all because it's going to be in the crock pot for quite a while too.
Right.
So, but just enough to brown the ground beef. Does that look about ready, do you think?
What? I'm not this is your recipe.
Oh, but you're the expert.
How am I an expert? I'm a guest in your house. I'm going to eat it.
I'll
tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, light.
Light. This might help a little bit. I think we're close.
I think so too. It looks beautiful.
It doesn't take long. So I'll just move it over here. Put it into the crock pot.
Yay!
And that's kind of the beginning. Ingredients.
All right, so our base, good quality beef, sauteed with some onions into the crock pot. I'm guessing these ingredients are next. Oh, the wild
I'm gonna
rice.
pour in the wild rice, which I cooked earlier.
Wait. You want this. You want to see this.
Okay. I baked this earlier, so here comes.
Can I see that spoon?
Sure. You
All
can
right.
do it.
It's not that. Look at how the grain is exploded.
That's
right?
what you want.
You want it open just like that. So it's got that beautiful chew. If you keep them too small, they're kind of crunchy and hard.
See how beautiful that works in the oven?
That's just absolutely fantastic.
Yes. So that's one of those little tricks that I learned years ago.
Oh, plus you don't have to stand there and stir it.
No, I always have to do what's ever easiest.
Right. By the way, how long do you leave it in the oven for? What's that take? Half hour, 45 minutes?
Hour and a half.
An hour and a half?
An hour and a half.
Glad I asked. I was way under.
350 degrees. And you gotta make sure all the moisture is absorbed into the wild rice.
You just kind of peek underneath there a little bit, check it out.
So I've already got some minced garlic. We're gonna put in, let's see.
I'm grateful you're not making me chop up a whole bunch of garlic.
Well, I also cheat and use the canned kind.
That's all right.
It's all right, it's minced garlic. Then the next, we have the paprika. And it's a teaspoon of paprika. We'll spread that around.
I love that you have everything measured out and ready to go.
I did. A teaspoon, I watched enough cooking shows.
Oh, I
a
love
teaspoon of oregano. I have a tablespoon of chili powder. Gotta have a little bit of chili powder.
Right.
Whoops. And a tablespoon of cumin.
Cumin is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Classic Southwestern
And
Hispanic.
a little bit of salt, teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, can't make food without salt, in my opinion. It's a thing.
And I kind of mix that all in. So it's, I don't know, almost my fly even came to lunch. And then I just add a can of Italian diced tomatoes.
Which brings us to, if it's not tomato season, don't buy those weird wannabe half apple, half tomatoes in the grocery store. If they're not in season, get canned tomatoes.
Yes.
Canned tomatoes are better than the weird tomatoes in the store that are out of season.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then I have about a cup of beef broth, just to add a little bit of liquid to it. And then you turn on your crock pot. It looks pretty, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it kind of looks like it's done.
Well, it's going to have to simmer for a few hours in the crock pot. And then I have another crock pot that is done.
Or you do the magic, like,
we're going to do...
pull it out and bring in the one that's done? Magic.
And then I'm going to get a little bit of cheese.
It's beautiful.
You can garnish it with either red onion, sour cream, cilantro, cheese. There you go.
Look at that. I love how the ground beef held its shape. It didn't just fall apart into little tiny crumbs.
Well, we have
That's good beef.
Good beef. So I'll just pour us a bowl. Then I'm going to throw a little bit of cheese on that. And ready to go.
So here we are. We're on a ranch in Northern California in Shasta County, right? Eating wild rice from their ranch, made with beef from their ranch, right here in Shasta County. So again, generations of history in a bowl. Yeah.
Is it hot?
It's probably gonna be hot, yeah. See how aggressive I wanna be about this. Oh man.
All the spices kind of blend, and that's what's nice about it. Yeah.
The rice gives this great texture. It has this crazy chew that you just don't get usually in chili. Like usually in chili, you top it with like Fritos or maybe dunk some bread in it so that way you can kind of get that visceral like chew. The wild rice fixes that. That is a fantastic idea. What a great dish. What an absolute great dish.
Well, and it uses Shasta County products.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you raised them.
I'm pretty sure.
Where did you come up with this? Where did this recipe come from?
Well, we have this cooperative, and the cooperative kind of assembled a bunch of recipes, and I tweaked it some to fit kind of something that I would like a little better, but yes.
The only place in the whole wide world that you can get this?
This is kind of my recipe, right?
Right. That's right here. That's what we love. We're going to be visiting Jeannie Lim's, the historic Lim's Cafe here in Redding, California. She's going to make a couple of different dishes. One is a poached chicken with ginger and green onion, very simple traditional dish. And another one is an American Chinese dish that her grandfather invented called Chinese spaghetti. Can't wait to see what that is. I'm Che. It's a pleasure.
Che. Jeannie.
But thanks for having us in your house.
Sure.
Jeannie, it's a pleasure. All right. So we're here because we want to check out, well, you have special dishes. First of all, Lim's Cafe, I hear rumors it's like 100 years old.
90.
Not, that counts. That counts, right? So your grandfather started this business up on Tehama Street, right?
But it wasn't Lim's Cafe, it was Kim Singh's.
So and then the business moves down here onto what we call Miracle Mile,
Well,
right here in
actually,
Reading.
he started on Yuba Street.
But started on Yuba Street.
Yeah.
So there is a history of business here.
Yeah.
So too, well, that's fantastic.
And then he built this in 1957.
That's right.
Yeah.
It predates
Then
the
they
dam.
built-
They built the dam.
They built the dam, and then all the businesses came.
So this is you're three generations?
Counting my grandfather, yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing today? Like, what are we going to share with the world today?
But we're doing a chicken, and it's called Bak Jam Gai, which
sorry.
translates into Bak Jam Gai. Bak is white.
Jam Gai.
Yeah, very good. It's a white chopped chicken.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds
So
exciting.
it steeps. Clean it, get it ready. You put it in the pot of water, bring it to a boil, and shut it off.
So it sounds
And
like you're
leave it.
making a chicken stock, chicken soup. You basically just let it there and kind of braise. Okay.
It just steeps. Well, I do it overnight, but the meat is really
It
special.
sounds
It's
exciting.
just really.
So this is more of a
silky.
traditional recipe
Yes.
then. This isn't.
Yes.
That's what we're hunting for anyway.
Yeah,
that's
that's what it is.
fantastic. We're excited. So how do you want to go about it? Are we going to follow you back in the kitchen?
Sure.
All right.
Come with me.
I'm walking behind the line. I like it down here.
So there's ginger and green onions and a little salt. That's all.
It smells fantastic. It's very clean, simple broth. I can see right through it. It smells fantastic. All right, so chicken in the pot.
Chicken
fresh,
in the
clean
pot.
water.
Just
You
cover
said
it.
Ginger and green onion.
Yep.
It smells like lemongrass. It smells fantastic. Just ginger and green
Yeah.
onion. A little bit of water and
Salt.
chicken. Salt.
So I just put chunks of garlic and the green onions and a little bit of salt.
We got the ginger. We got the green onions.
Yeah.
We got salt.
That's it.
And it's literally just chicken, water, salt, green onions, and ginger. It looks beautiful. It's gonna make a fantastic broth. All right? She has one already done, so we're gonna go check it out.
Okay.
So after it's cooked, you let it sit in there and cool,
Yeah.
And so that way-
because when this morning it was still warm.
and so that way
did
it
it last
soaks up
night.
all the juices and it just stays plump and moist. Love it.
Oh, wait till you taste it. It's just,
I'm excited.
The meat is just
it's
really
beautiful.
silky.
It didn't fall apart. It's like usually when you cook
Oh.
something for that long, it'll
But
just
you're not cooking.
turn to shred.
You just shut it off.
Yeah. It's like chicken
Like tea.
Yeah.
Except it's a chicken.
Right. All right, so we have the chicken. The chicken it's been boiled and then it steeps and it rests
Oh,
overnight.
it's perfect.
It's beautiful. So basically it just sits in its own broth and soaks up all of its own moisture. That meat stays super moist that way. And look, as she cuts into it, you can see the juice just pouring out of it. Look at it. I can squeeze moisture out of it. You can see it dripping. That is fantastic.
Silky.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It coats the palate. It's fantastic. So you put it in your mouth and the juice just flows all around your palate. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. There.
The dark meat captures more of the ginger flavor.
I'll clean this off and then we'll make the dip.
What are we doing now?
So this is the dip. There's a dip.
There's a dip?
Well, you can just do plain oyster sauce.
So what are we doing? I mean, obviously
We're doing-
you're mincing ginger. You
And,
got green onions.
and green onions. We're gonna heat up the
We
oil.
heat up the oil, put in there. So
Yeah.
basically, okay, so we're gonna make a
So
flavored
ready to-
oil, a ginger and green onion.
Yeah.
That's gonna be delicious.
Oh, it is. And a little salt.
So basically exactly the same thing that we have in the chicken.
Actually, yeah.
We're just reinforcing the flavors that's in it. That's wow. Okay, so you get a pretty good mince. So
Oh, they usually do it even finer. But in '76, I think it was, my mom and dad called us. Well, I was in Sacramento. My older sister was in San Jose. My younger sister was here. She says, if you guys don't want to come home and run it, we're going to sell it. So we came.
So what were you? So both you and your sister, what were you doing? Like, were you?
I was, because I graduated from Sac State with a business degree, and I was working in.
That's helpful.
Yeah, Abbey Carpet. It is helpful.
Yeah.
I was working at Abbey Carpet's corporate headquarters in Sacramento as a bookkeeper.
As a bookkeeper?
Yeah.
And your parents called and said,
yeah,
restaurant's going on the market.
Yeah.
And so now you're
Okay.
a restaurateur.
Yeah. So yeah, right. So we're at 45 years.
I mean, did you see that coming? I mean, it's obviously if it really. Wow. You changed your life. You both just moved back up. We're gonna own a restaurant now. That's unusual. So we have the rice bran oil.
Yep. Some salt in it.
Just minced ginger, green onion, and salt. Same thing that's in the chicken.
Get it real hot.
Yeah, this is gonna sizzle. And so this is basically, this is a flavored oil. That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, actually.
You're making a beautiful flavored oil, yeah. Oh look, oh you just poured over the top.
Yeah.
Did you hear that sizzle?
Yeah. So it's kind of roasting the garlic and
right.
I mean the ginger and the.
It's so funny, you're doing it the opposite. I expected you to put that
Oh no.
in the wok. No.
No, then it would burn.
And so now we dip our chicken in there, just like that. Took seconds.
Yeah. Fast, easy, and cheap.
Fast, easy, and cheap. Well, you know what? Yeah. Most traditional recipes are. Honestly, the best food I've ever had is what we call peasant food.
Uh-huh.
And it was how I was raised, and it's the type of food I love. It's just, it's the food that calls you home. And it's usually 2, 3, maybe 4 ingredients, single pot cookery. This is beautiful. Can I, I'm gonna.
Help yourself.
I'm going in.
You want a fork?
Right?
You don't need a
No,
fork.
I don't want a fork. You didn't use a fork. I'm not using a fork. I'm dipping. I'm gonna contaminate this whole thing.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, the oil stays clear. This is unbelievably easy, unbelievably simple, and unbelievably good. And it's like you just tear into it. You eat it with your fingers, chopsticks, forks, I don't care. You can make it fancy, I guess, but it's just beautiful.
Very nice.
I've already dipped the chicken in there. It's so good. So easy. This is fantastic. Again, I find a lot of things that I do, I'm overworking for, and when I go and see how it's done traditionally, it's so much easier than I'm fussing over. And it's just delicious. It's simple and easy and delicious. I love it. You just really need a chicken and a pot and some salt, some ginger, and some green onion. You get this, and it's outstanding. More food? More food.
Chinese spaghetti.
So that is like Chinese spaghetti. I'm betting you named it that so it would be more approachable for
It's
like.
actually special beef tomato chow mein. You brown the beef and take it out because you don't want to overcook it. And then you put in your onions and peppers and you cook those a little bit. Then you throw in the tomatoes. And then, so you got your vegetables in there, and then you put your noodles in there. They're pan-fried noodles. You had ketchup.
I was just gonna ask.
Ketchup and sugar. And then you put your beef back in. Most of the thing, this stuff is really, the wok's really hot.
It's good, it's delicious.
Thank you.
It's got a pleasant, sweet flavor to it. I love the texture of the noodles. They have this really pleasant chew, they're fun. I mean, they're not spaghetti noodles, they're what, they're chow mein?
Egg noodles.
Here at Lim's second generation recipe. And it's absolutely fantastic. So,
But you know, there's generations of people here that grew up on this food. American Chinese.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, 90 years of business. I mean, that's a long history. That really is. You should be very proud. And you know, to be able to pull yourself out of what you were doing and come up here and then be able to run a traditional restaurant for 45 years. And by traditional, I mean in the history of Redding for 90 years. I mean, that's a huge amount of growth. Before these streets were here, before the dam was built, I mean, those are big stories. That's big stuff. Most businesses, if they survive 20 years, it's an achievement. So, you should be quite proud. Now, we have something super special. We're gonna visit Vanessa Houchin Schofield, and they are going to make a traditional acorn dish. Acorn. They have to take the acorns, they're gonna smash them, grind them, leach them. Oh, it's historical. So please, don't miss a thing. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you. Hey, I'm Che.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Absolutely fabulous to meet you. Rumors have it you know how to cook acorns.
That's a true rumor.
I have never eaten an acorn. Like, I've lived in Northern California my whole life. Eating acorns? I mean, not really. So,
yeah.
I'm excited for this.
So, I grew up eating acorn soup.
So, your mother taught you how to make acorn soup. So, what tribe are you from?
So I'm Wintu, and that tribe is from the Redding area.
Which brings me to, yeah, there's acorns everywhere. Still 50, still never eaten one. Completely excited. So, you gonna walk me through this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? All right.
So, I actually got a rock.
What? Did you really? See?
Down at the river.
Okay, cool.
Mortar and pestle.
Right?
And so what you would want to do, let me grab a good one here, is hit it lengthwise first, right? And then you could hit it like that. You take the shell off.
So you're basically cracking it like a walnut or a pecan.
Yep.
I mean, it's a nut.
Exactly.
It's neat. It's
we're
got
not taught, that you can actually eat acorns.
kind of a shame.
It's
actually
and
why we're
other
here.
foods in our school system. Yeah.
Right.
So once you have this, there's a skin on here, and there's actually a lot of tannins again in this skin, and so you would lay out all of these acorns in the sun, and then you could just easily scrape away that skin. And
So it peels. Is that what this, can I?
yeah, this is the skin.
Okay, so not only do you have to crack them and pull them out like a pecan or an almond, I mean, it's work. Now you have this paper
There you go.
that you need to
Yeah.
peel off, and she's done, like, she's got a huge collection of them.
So this is the traditional way of cracking an acorn, right? But now I have this machine, and this.
Thank you.
So with this machine, you can crack acorns much quicker, and you can put handfuls.
Wait, is this truly an acorn cracking machine? Like, it's a machine specifically for cracking acorns? That is neat.
So you can turn this on here. There we go. Sometimes they fly out,
look,
so that's why you have the lid. There we go.
It's escaped. Free range acorn.
Okay, so there you see.
Well, that worked.
We have some that were thrown out.
Yeah, that worked great. Like,
Yeah.
pop that sucker right out. We have half an acorn right there.
Back to modern technology, I put this tray in the oven on 200 for 15 minutes. And
They look
some of the
beautiful.
skins have just come right off. See, this acorn's a little darker, but that's okay. But if you see any white, fuzzy mold, things like that, you want to discard those and just give them to the squirrels.
I mean, it's really just like a nut. I mean, everything that you're saying is applicable to a pecan. They're beautiful.
But,
they look
yeah.
absolutely, I mean, honestly, they look delicious.
See, those come right off.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look, like, seriously, here. It's a beautiful nut. It's toasted and gorgeous. I mean, it really looks delicious, and they're plentiful. Why wouldn't this be a
They're
food?
free. They're 100%
Right.
free and available everywhere. What we do is we need to grind this into a powder. My mom taught us to do the flour and then leach in a cheesecloth. We would put the flour in, turn the water on, and we would do that overnight, and then it would be ready to cook. Nowadays, with my process, what I've done is you take the skins off. This is a dehydrator.
It's a dehydrator.
And I cut them into smaller pieces.
I mean, once again, I have to remark on how absolutely, oh, they're warm.
Yes, these
They're
are
absolutely
fresh.
beautiful.
These
Yes.
are very fresh.
They're warm and they smell good. They smell like toast.
So I have them in this size so that I can put them in my coffee grinder to make them into a little bit of a smaller size. So this will be a little loud.
Have you met me? Little wow. So now we have like a coarse, almost getting into powder. We have our acorn kind of rough chop, I should say.
Yeah, sandy.
I'm gonna check out the flour.
We are mixing into the grinder.
Do I need a whole? Okay. Okay, now. All right, so what do we just take the top off from the bottom?
Yeah, so that's our flour there.
It's
pretty
beautiful, yeah.
Pretty beautiful, huh?
Yeah. It's dry, it's just slightly sandy. It almost feels like rice flour. Well, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so now what?
Okay, so we've bleached.
Right?
So this is ready to go. We're traditionally, and what I grew up with, we just put it in 1-to-1 acorn flour to water.
Oh, that's thick.
And then add water as you go to your desired.
So consistency. So you just add, so you start with 1-to-1, and then you kind of adjust your consistency if you want it thicker or thinner with just water.
Just water. So let's get started on the acorn soup. We have our pot here and our grinded acorn here. We have a 1.5 cups of water.
So when we say acorn soup, what we really mean is acorn, water makes soup. It is a 2-ingredient thing, acorn and water, acorn soup. So it actually absorbs way better than flour.
I have this on medium right now and then easy peasy.
And all we're doing is warming it.
Yep.
It's starting to smell almost coffee-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice toasty, kind of like a cross between an open pot of coffee on a wood fire. Like it's got that oak kind of smell to it, but it's also got this toasted nut smell to it. It smells really pleasant.
So it's getting a little more, I guess,
thick. It's thickening up. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just a matter of heating process, but no, it's absorbing the water and really binding.
Would you call that gelatinous? Okay.
Wow, cool.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, it's beautiful. It holds shoulders. It actually has, so the little dimples that you see on the top, we call that shoulders in the industry. It's a reference to how thick something is. The French word would be nappe, right? And nappe means coats the back of a spoon. So if I dip my spoon in here, you'll see it coats the back of a spoon. That's a true soup. That is truly fantastic. It's simple. It has just a slightly pilly texture, just a little bit. It's a little grainy, which you would expect, kind of like rice flour. It's got an appealing color to it. It's got a great texture to it. It's very simple, and there's nothing else in it. It's quite literally just the acorn flour and then heating it up slowly with water until it starts to thicken and absorb the water. And it's got a great texture. So honestly, if you can get your hands on acorn flour, or if you want to go through the trouble of doing it yourself, you can make a great soup fast. Because honestly, putting the soup together, once you have the flour, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
You can do anything with it. Really fabulous stuff. It's such a pleasure. Like really.
It's good to have you.
You know what? Thank you for bringing us into your home and breaking bread with us. It's absolutely delicious. What a great experience. So, from our table to your table, may it always be full.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you. you so much for joining us. My name is Chase Stedman, and this is Modern Rural, a history of North State recipes. Don't forget to check out our other episodes at kixe.org. And from our family to yours, may your table always be full.
I'm a home cook. It's hard to be in this competitive element, but I'm ready to share my family's food with the judges.
It's one thing to cook at home, and it's another thing to cook in a competition.
Feeling pretty excited to be able to show any home cook from any background has recipes to share with the world.
The Great American Recipe is literally the search for just that. It's what America is on a plate, and it represents that tapestry that we all weave together through food.
It's this uplifting competition series that brings together home cooks from all over the United States, each with their own unique backgrounds and stories.
I'm from the Northeast.
I grew up in the Midwest.
Portland, Oregon.
Providence, Rhode Island.
San Luis Obispo, California.
I'm from the South in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's a wonderful mix of traditions and cultures.
It's great to not only taste, but hear the stories behind the food.
This is a complete homage to my mom. She always had some form of cookie in our home. When I make these cookies, I feel like my mom is there.
I absolutely love it. They really want to do their recipes proud.
The smell is so good.
And to make sure that they're representing the best recipes that they can put forth.
They're bringing it. The presentations are incredible. The flavor profiles are all over the map. And it's really, really good.
This calamari is popping.
It's always a challenge to cook outside of your comfort zone. And even though it's PBS, where you think everyone's a winner, there is only one.
I just think the bonds that we've already made will be fortified and we'll go forward to, be real good friends.
Very great.
Speak for yourself.
It's really something very positive. We're trying to help them bring out the best of what they do.
I hope that viewers understand how great and diverse America is. Everybody has their own story because we're all on a journey, and to hear it come through food is just a beautiful thing.
Different about you. A new brightness in your eyes.
Welcome to the Hotel Portofino.
How utterly charming.
Something is coming, can you feel it now?
My dreams have been invigorated.
We like stories that are going to elevate us.
Feel it now.
What is your sense now of the situation?
Something is coming.
They gave us possibilities.
This is the opportunity to share my recipes.
There are heroes everywhere you look.
You're going deep into the heart of America.
The Holocaust is a story that Americans have to reckon with, too.
This is pure exploration.
Wow!
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
In a place like this, you can let go of whatever weighs you down and fill your lungs with the joy of being outside.
On America Outdoors, I bring a perspective of a 40-something-year-old American who engages with this country on a number of different levels. And this opportunity to leave my house, to get in touch with nature and with people who are in touch with nature, it turned out to be one of the best things I could do with my time. This is many shows in one. It's a climate show. It's a kind of a politics show. It's an economics and gentrification and show about change. And it's a show about whose land we're on and a show of history.
Once you get out, it just puts you in tune to things that we haven't been in for a long, long time.
The types of Americans who are engaging with the outdoors is as vast as the type of people who live in this country. And I'm really proud of the fact that we're showcasing folks of various abilities, ethnicities, ages, people thriving and connecting, all who have this common ground of the literal common ground beneath our feet. It's really, really beautiful. There are many challenges in making this series. You may have heard that we are in a once-in-a-century pandemic. That was challenging. We breathed in smoky fires and we walked across dry beds and we weren't able to witness a salmon fishing journey because the salmon were cooked by their own river. And that was physically hard, but it was actually emotionally hard to feel our country, our environment, and our planet buckling under the weight of us.
So many of us are living disconnected from the natural world.
We get so much bad news and so much negativity and so much this, we don't have this, we don't have that. And this show showed me that the people themselves are ready to be so much more. And they're doing it in beautiful ways. I'm really proud to be a part of a storytelling effort that shows that part of America in literally a new light.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Is it over? It's just the beginning.
I may be petite, but I'm as big as you get. You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing.
You could find out what you really believed in.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
We want to know what's out there.
This experience, I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
Time